All right, but we begin with the latest on those criminal charges against Alec Baldwin, stemming from the deadly shooting on the film set of Rust. Baldwin and the film's firearms specialist, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, will each face 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter in the 2021 death of cinematographer Halyna Hutchins. Prosecutors said the incident in which Baldwin was holding a gun that discharged revealed criminal disregard for safety. Halyna Hutchins was 42 years old. She left behind a husband and a young son. Kris Van Cleave joins us now from Santa Fe. Kris, good morning.
Well, good morning. Baldwin's lawyers say they plan to vigorously fight these felony charges, calling it a terrible miscarriage of justice. But the DA and the special prosecutor brought in for these cases say the evidence points to a crime.
Are you doing okay?
No, I'm not, actually.
This morning, Alec Baldwin is facing up to 5 years behind bars for involuntary manslaughter charges stemming from the shooting that ended cinematographer Halyna Hutchins' life. Santa Fe District Attorney Mary Carmack Altwies.
Was what happened on the Rust set preventable?
Absolutely. It was so preventable if anybody had just done their jobs.
You were in the room when someone was shot? Holding the gun, yeah.
Baldwin was rehearsing a scene for the movie Rust when the gun discharged in October 2021, killing Hutchins and injuring director Joel Souza. Here's Baldwin talking to investigators after the shooting.
It should have been a cold gun with no rounds inside.
Then later, in an exclusive interview with ABC News anchor George Stephanopoulos.
I would never point a gun at anyone and pull a trigger at them, never.
But prosecutors say the forensics from an FBI report told a different story.
This was recklessness. This was a negligent discharge of a firearm because he pulled that trigger.
Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, who was in charge of weapons on the set, is also facing 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Assistant Director Dave Halls, who inspected the gun before giving it to Baldwin, has agreed to plead guilty to negligent use of a deadly weapon. It's still unclear why live ammo was on the set to begin with, but in a statement, Gutierrez-Reed's lawyer said the charges are the result of a very flawed investigation and predicted she'd be exonerated of wrongdoing. Hall's lawyer called his plea deal appropriate.
Dave Halls carries a lot of trauma and a lot of survivor's guilt over this.
Special Prosecutor Andrea Reeb will help the DA prosecute the cases.
I think that had any of those 3 actually done their job, that Halyna Hutchins would be alive today.
An attorney for the Hutchins family called the charges warranted and promised to fully cooperate with this prosecution. As part of an earlier civil settlement, Hutchins' husband became an executive producer on Rust, which was set to resume filming this month.
It doesn't matter if you're an A-list actor. It doesn't matter if it's your neighbor. The law applies to everybody, and it applies to Mr. Baldwin. And it's important that Halyna Hutchins gets justice in this case.
Prosecutors plan to formally file those charges in the coming days. You will not see Alec Baldwin arrested or in handcuffs or any kind of a perp walk. The next step will be court summons for a first appearance that will likely be done virtually. Tony?
All right, Kris, thank you very much.